Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. We're at week 23 of my reboot results for the year. We're going to talk about this week. I'm going to give you an update, which includes a scale result. And I wanted to share my mindset shift that's currently going on in my life right now. Something that's really helping me stay on track without guilt or obsession. And I want to share it all with you, so let's get into it. Alright guys, if you are new to my channel, thanks so much for clicking on this video. I'm the incredible shrinking Steffi, and this channel is my journey to lose a total of 200 pounds from my highest weight. I am down over 160 pounds right now, and I help others, mostly women over 40, lose weight, renew their mindset, and just become the best versions of themselves. And in my opinion, that is putting God in the center of their journey. So if that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, I have a support group on Facebook, The Shrinkables. Come join us over there. Follow me on social media. All of that is down below. All right, guys. So if you've ever found yourself saying, "Oh, I was bad today. I messed up. I'm such a failure," just because you ate something off plan or you're feeling like food is the enemy, I want you to know that you are not alone. That is how I have lived my entire life. That is my relationship with food. Looking at it as either a bad food or a good food. Food that I can eat or food that I cannot eat. My entire life. And I've realized that that has been one of the biggest problems all along. And it's like I always knew that. I always talked about having to fix my relationship with food. That's a huge part of this journey. But I don't think I ever really knew how to do it because I was doing it the wrong way this entire time. I have been on this journey for almost 5 years. In August, it'll be 5 years. And I'm just now figuring this out. This year, 2025, has probably been the best year for me on this journey because I feel like I am finally living with the freedom that I have always wanted to live in when it comes to food. And I want to share it with you. I want you guys to feel what I'm feeling because I know so many of you out there struggle with the same things that I have my entire life. I want you to know it does not have to be that way. What if we stopped labeling food as either good or bad and start focusing on our hearts and our habits instead? Imagine how much can change for you. This year, God has been dealing with me in such a deep way when it comes to my relationship with food. I feel like I have had this silent scoreboard in my head. You know, like you have a cookie and you have a salad. The cookie is bad, the salad is good. You know, and it's always been, black or white. It's either a good food or a bad food. And as someone who has always been on a weight loss journey where I would cut carbs, I would stop eating all carbs because I've always done keto, low carb, Atkins, always. So cutting carbs was a huge part of my weight loss journey. But I realized that it was just messing with my head. It was messing with my addiction. It would make it stronger and more fierce. And it would make me obsess over food even more. Because every time I would eat something that was bad, of course, I'm filled with guilt and shame. What does that do to our mental state? But here's the truth. Food isn't moral. A cupcake doesn't make you a sinner, and broccoli doesn't make you righteous. It's just food. The real problem is the excess of food, us not honoring our bodies that God gave us, and us damaging and abusing our bodies by feeding it too much. It's not the food that you're putting in your mouth. It's the amount of food. And I have been praying and learning to shift my mindset from punishment to partnership when it comes to my body and food. When I stopped labeling food, I started seeing the bigger picture. And I would ask myself questions. Why am I grabbing for this? Am I trying to fill a void that only God can satisfy? Is this going to fuel me or frustrate me later? How is this going to make me feel? Are you hungry? Are you physically hungry? Are you emotionally hungry? What kind of feelings are you feeling right now? It's not about perfection. It's about progress and wisdom. And when I started approaching food without guilt, I was actually more in control. I felt more in control. No more, oh, I already messed up, so I might as well binge mindset, you know? I made better choices not because I had to or I felt like I had to, but because I wanted to. Once you start caring about your body and treating it the way that you should, it's a game changer. It is a game changer for your mindset. That is what we want to feel, right? Especially those of us with addiction. If you have a sugar addiction, a sugar/carb addiction, you know how that feels. You know how it feels to feel completely out of control, like something else is controlling you. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. And what we automatically think is that we should be cutting it out of our lives because that makes it better, right? Keep it away, stay away from it. After years of doing it that way, years and years and years, guys, of doing it that way, I have realized that I have been doing it the wrong way this entire time. Now, I'm not saying that that's for everyone. There are people out there, they feel better without it in their lives. And if you're thriving, stay on that course. We all have to find something that's gonna work for us. For me, I always thought that cutting out the carbs was the answer. So I've been holding on to this verse this week, 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. That reminds me that it's not just what I eat, it's why I eat. God cares about my heart and my health and the way that I treat this one body that He gave me. Now, I have a lot of years to make up for. I'm 44 years old and I have abused my body my entire life when it comes to food because I never got it. I always used it as a comfort. And as a child, I was always on diets. I was always restricted, which made my addiction 100 times worse. Because as a little girl, if you're ripping those favorite foods from her, what is she gonna wanna hang on to? Those favorite foods. She's gonna want it even more. And that is what happened to me my whole life. Because I had these labels on all of these foods, I had that in my head. And so whenever I would mess up and have something I wasn't supposed to, man, the guilt and the shame would consume me. It was never about the food. The food isn't the enemy. The food's not the problem. Eating in excess is the problem. Not treating our bodies with respect and love the way that God wants us to. That's the problem. Having a crutch to hang on to, using something else to make you feel better is the problem. This is the mindset shift that I have been working on. And it's gonna take time. It does not happen overnight. But it does happen. It does happen. And I feel like I have gone through so much in the last 5 years. And it would be so easy for me to say that I wasted that time, that I wasted 5 years. Because if I had this mindset coming into this, it would have changed everything for me. It would have been so much easier. I know it would have. But I struggled and I hung on. I hung on to all of that crap that I carried with me my whole entire life. And it was really hard for me to let it go. But we have to let it go. If you feel guilt or shame for things that you're eating, let it go, sis. Let it go, because it's so much more than that. Food isn't the enemy. Pray, invite God in, and start living with the freedom that you deserve. All right, guys, so let's talk about weight. Let's give you a scale update. I believe I was 216 at my last weigh-in, and this week I actually maintained 213 for the whole week. And then just yesterday, the scale shot up because, hello, I'm about to start my period, so yay. But 3-pound weight loss this week, 3-pound weight loss. And guys, I don't even know how it happened, because the old Steffi still comes out sometimes and is like, really? Is this even possible that you can literally eat what you want, but be smart about it and still lose weight? Like, I'm actually doing this. I'm actually doing this, guys. I lost 3 more pounds this week, which technically I'm 214 right now, so really 2 pounds. But I maintained 213 all week, so I'm taking that as my weigh-in this week. So a 3-pound weight loss. I'm not restricting myself. I am living with freedom, but my mind has to catch up because my mind is not used to this. It's all new. It's wonderful and exciting, but it is completely overwhelming and scary because it's nothing that I'm used to. You know, we get so used to living a certain way when you've done it your entire life. And to break those habits, it's hard. It is really hard, but it's not impossible. We just have to take it day by day, baby steps if we have to. And remember that we are not doing this alone. God is with us the entire way, and we don't have to do this alone. I am such a control freak where I try to do it in my own strength. That's all I've been doing. I have been trying to do this myself, thinking I know what to do, when really, I haven't had a clue. And then it clicks, and then it all makes sense, and you realize what those missing pieces were the entire time. And the biggest missing piece for me was inviting God into this process. It changes everything when you finally do it. All right, guys, I want you to share with me, what is one mindset shift that you have been working on or you need to work on? Where are you struggling right now? I want to hear from you. Let's talk about it because I want to help you feel what I'm feeling right now. And if you just started your journey, I don't want it to take 5 years for you like it took me. I mean, really a whole lot longer than 5 years, considering I've been dealing with this my entire life. But it's never too late. It's never too late. We just got to keep trying and keep pushing and fighting. And that is what I did. Those of you who have followed me this entire time, you saw those moments of struggling. You saw how many setbacks I've had, but I never gave up. I kept getting back up, even when I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just kept getting back up. And then it happens. It happens. And I'm so thankful that I can help others accomplish the same thing. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and join my support group on Facebook. I'll see you guys at the next video. Stay safe and choose health. Bye, guys. No, Andy. Andy. Oh my gosh. Andy, no. She just messed up this whole thing.